I want to teach you how to stay relevant in a post-AI world. Here's the problem with every productive endeavor. To a certain degree, it can either be done by a machine at this point, or a machine can participate to a meaningful degree. Here's what I teach my staff. The people that own the prompt own the endeavor. If you are in a position right now where somebody asks you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it, etc., if you are an order taker, if you are the one being prompted, my very strong belief is on a long enough timeline, you get replaced by AI, especially as soon as robotics catches up to AI. I almost don't care what your role is. If the framework of your role is that somebody prompts you and then you deliver a result, I think that you are superfluous in an AI-driven world. Now, the way to protect yourself from that is to own the prompt. And I'm using the word prompt because that's the word that we start using for AI. I actually don't believe in prompt engineering to the degree that it's being sold, but we're just going to use it from a nomenclature perspective. When you own the prompt, and very often you actually have to shift into owning the prompt. And so I'll use my business as an example. I own a staffing agency out of Latin America called Talent. I staff high-end executive assistants with clients, overwhelmed entrepreneurs. It takes 1,000 applicants to produce one EA. My people are the best of the best of the best of the best. I actually believe that there is an existential crisis in front of us where we could lose all of our clients overnight if we don't outrun AI. Here's how we outrun AI. If our clients come to us, let's say that I'm somebody's EA, and they come to me like, hey, Kasim, can you draft this email, create this graphic, build this website, critique this funnel, do this research? Can you do any one of these things? Guess what? On a long enough timeline, AI can do all of these things. I'm being prompted, and instead of prompting me, they can prompt AI. And something for all of us to understand is it's so much easier to prompt AI. People are difficult. Even the easiest people are difficult. There's a psychological impact asking another human to do anything. Think about the last time you asked somebody, hey, can you take my dish to the sink for me? Or you asked a waiter, hey, do you mind filling up my glass of water? Even if you don't realize it because it's so commonplace, there's a cost to doing that. But I will prompt the living daylights out of ChatGPT completely guilt-free. If I had an Android that could take my dishes to the sink, I wouldn't even think about it. I just hold up my glass. You know, I mean, it's the type of thing that you'd snap for because you're not dealing with an entity. There's no need for empathy. And so if you are being prompted, if my EAs are being prompted by our clients, then on a long enough timeline, we lose that client because AI is easier to prompt than a human. Now, flip it. Imagine my EA owning the prompt. So now I'm the client and the EA comes to me and says, hey, Kasim, I decided to draft this email for this person because this thing happened. And I remember last time it happened and we had to communicate with them in this way. I also created this landing page because we're about to do this new launch. And last time we did this new launch, we needed this page. I also created this design because I did this research because I built this thing because I asked this person this thing because. If you own the prompt, it doesn't matter where you are in the assembly line. If you're the catalyst, if you're the driver, if you're the one that generates the requirement for the thing to happen, you now are critical to the process. It's the catalytic agent is the most important part of the process in a world where we have trillion-dollar supercomputers that can do anything because somebody still has to show up and say, hey, I think you should do this. So the way to stay relevant and the way to survive in a post-AI world is to own the prompt. And that means, and this is the hardest thing for employees to do, it means being proactive. You have to be proactive. You have to be creative. You have to anticipate the needs of whatever the process or the organization is. And is that difficult to do? Strictly speaking, no. Is it a hard habit to cultivate? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I dare say one of the hardest things I've ever tried to teach people, to the point to where I no longer even try to teach people how to be proactive. I just go find proactive people. That's why I built the Hire framework, which you can have for free, by the way. Go to thehirebook.com. The entire framework is for free, including the book, the PDF, the checklist, the downloads, etc. And you'll see how I find these proactive people. That's the key. That's the goal. If you can be proactive, you can outrun AI. Because up until this point, AI is not going to be able to make those decisions. Now, will it someday? I don't know. Maybe. That sounds terrifying, to be honest with you. I think that's when we finally get into AGI. But we have time. And if you at least want to improve your time horizon, own the prompt. So I hope this is helpful. If you agree or disagree, hit me in the comments. I'd love to have that conversation. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.